Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Nightcast. Lots of news to talk about, and in memorandum, we've had it's been a very crazy week. We're in the middle of it right now. Unfortunately, we had some sad news happen over the last course of a few days.
Huh. A lot of sad ones, really. A lot of them are almost right up the next. So we're trying to remember that. When is a man forgotten, or when is a woman forgotten? When we stop remembering about them. So tonight we're going to try to remember all of these wonderful people who have sadly passed away, and one of them, just to remember to keep them into your thoughts. In fact, keep them all in your thoughts. So what is the first one I have up here? But this one took me a little bit by surprise, but voice actress Riko Katsura has sadly passed away at the age of 89 years old. Over the years, she's voiced many characters in popular shows such as Time Bukana or Yatari Man, but a famous role is probably the little boy Ikura and the long-running TV series anime Sensen-san. So these are some of the characters that she kind of has voiced over the years, and going over the year. She was voiced the character Ikura Nomai, as well as Hori Ozura Enrique. Obviously, she voiced Longhorn Senza, but this goes into a little bit more detail and everything about her, just a little bit more some of the roles she has. But even I was taken back by this a little bit because I was like, who is she again? And then I'm like, oh, so this is her. This is the wonderful person that. So, but 89 is still a good life. But I'm like, damn, that hits you without even realizing it. So even like I'm taking back just a little bit. I'm like 89, but it's like wow. Yeah, Gotcha Man, Zinneman. IMDb shows a little bit more. She was Lilith in the 1980 TV movie Dracula for animation. Nice. Witch Girl Tickle? Witch Girl Tickle? I know some titles are a little weird, but she doesn't have a whole lot to her name, but it's still important to remember those, even if they had just very little, because you never know when it's going to be the last breath. Like even when I saw the film a couple years ago, I think it was for Elvis, that African supporting actress who was kind of singing within the window during one of the montages. Like when I saw that film, I felt like, wow, that lady's got a great voice. I'm like, wonder if I can hear her more later. Almost like the following day after that movie, they announced that she sadly passed away. She was found released by her husband and has her children were survived by her. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, and I just saw this movie, and not too long later, it's like she's gone. I was like, wow, that's something to take in a little bit too as well. But thankfully, due to the power of digital media and physical media, she will always be remembered. But just like as this gentleman right over here, he's always going to remember for the stuff that he has worked on. Jopak, Jokable, uh, uh, there we go, Jacopo, Kamigan, has sadly passed away at the age of 48. A talented comic book artist known for his work on Marvel titles such as Scarlet Witch, Deadpool the Duck, and X-Men Red, and many more. I'm still big into comic books, but even this gentleman here, 48, think about that. 40 years old, drawing all these comic books, even before that, sadly has now passed away. God, it is heartbreaking as I always keep saying as the years go on. Yes, it is Say Out Loud, George. It's a sad day around. Sad day around for everybody. It is a lot to take in, but even I will say, just someone drawing this, I will always say that, damn, who are these talented people? I would love to meet them one day. But again, thanks to physical media, his work shall be lived on forever. And hopefully someone might have picked up a pencil because of him. Or say like, I want to draw like this guy. Or I want to act like this person. I want to try to act like this. So our hearts and soul goes out to these two people, but they're still just a little more. So, anyway, Knight, since you're kind of into comic books, any thoughts to share so far? It's-
It's heartbreaking when when we're losing more people in the comic world and in the manga world and anime world, because these people and this guy is no not old is um older than me, but not by much. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why life is fucking short. Do the best that you can and avoid the drama that brings you down. Hey Rexus, what's up, buddy? And and I'm glad that people found their passions because this guy was amazing. Because look at the talents and everything. I would love to read the comic Deadpool the Duck because that is actually a wonderful homage to Howard the Duck. Um, and also I see Scarlet Witch and a few others. But with the style and everything, there is literally so much you can do. But also, if you're gonna make something, be sure you have backups and or wills for that matter. I know having a will is expensive and everything, and you have to really consider, but make sure that your shit is protected. Um, because a lot can go wrong, Joker. A lot can go wrong. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're an actor or a comic book artist. I mean, look what they did to Stan Lee. And
Uh,
this is why I'm beating the drum because protect your shit. Leave it with somebody you trust, like somebody that knows you inside and out, and leave it with them and say, look, if anybody wants to use my work, and if they know me, work it out with them. But for now, guard my shit.
kind of got that as well, but also don't forget about the people who are responsible for making all these wonderful
Oh,
projects together behind the scenes, whether it be making the comic book come to life, giving the approval of characters, because even Todd McFarlane's writer passed away for the Incredible Hulk run. Even he was working at Marvel back in the day, and it's like I work with the X-Men team. I know who to talk to, negotiate to get Wolverine for that comic, Incredible Hulk issue 330, to get that wonderful iconic cover by Todd, the legendary, with with the Wolverine claws and Hulk being in the claws, his beautiful inking and art style, to the writing that we got with that issue. But don't forget about the people who also, from the entertainment side, get things produced. This producer over here, Andrew Gunn, has sadly passed away at the age of 58. Producer on Freaky Friday, Sky High, Corella, and Freakier Friday. Again, you don't think too much about like, well, they're like, no, these are the guys that are trying to get the project to be funded or who are part of the creative process. These are the people who do the magic to get the approval of everything. It's not just find a director, actor. No, these guys are part of everything and be like making sure project stays on budget or on schedule. If not, things are gonna have to take drastic measures. So remember to always thank your producers and the executive producers who get things going. So even this gentleman will be remembered because hey, love Freaky Friday, love Sky High. I am the people who will defend the Corella movies, saying that you know what, this is actually does work in a live action sense. It may not always be perfect, but I'm like, this is the one I will say that hey, this works, and I gotta thank Gunn for kind of getting this project off the ground. So remember all these people we're talking about here. You know, making a movie isn't easy. So, but this guy got stuff off the grounds that are part of pop culture or iconic classic status. So, again, always remember them, even those who created stuff. According to this one, G.G. Santiago, the creator of Rainbow Brit. I have no idea what this show is at all, but I think we should still talk about it. Passing away at the age of 82. So I'm like 82. I'm like, what is this show? What is Rainbow Bride. I'm like, what in the world is this? But to know at least this was out there, at least somebody must have really liked the show. Or a character, to say the least. So, let's see here. Premise: a young girl named Wiz is brought by a mysterious voice to the gray, desolate land with a mission to bring color to this fictional world, location of the sphere of light. Oh, along the way, she makes friends. Okay, so this is kind of like one of the. So this is kind of like one of those classic shows from way. 1984. Wow, that's a long. That's
Oh,
a long.
wow. Here, let me.
Hallmark franchise by Hallmark Cards, television series, same name. So, okay.
There we go.
But this is the. Okay. Oh, God. They just fixed the Wi Fi over here not many hours ago. But okay, so that's the premise of the show. So I can see why it worked, what this is about. So obviously, this is being back in the 1980s, 1984. It hit that right time to come out. And wow, a little over 82. So I kind of see why this was a hit back in the day. I can see why now.
Yeah, this was such a good series. I mean, I vaguely remember seeing a few episodes of this show, but I never fully sat down and watched it because but to see how popular it was, um Rainbow Bright is actually one of those cartoons that you would I could say I would safely show this to kids. I would safely show this one because we all like X-Men and everything, but we really gotta think about the little kids though
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to this.
Okay, so a little
Oh
bit of
man.
a little bit of the life, a little bit. I won't show the full thing, but okay. So, but again, try to remember everybody we're going to talk about. Eventually, we'll get to some more positive stuff lately, but we got a little bit ways to go still. So, another sad individual who sadly passed away,
Ah.
Satoshi Mori. You probably have seen this wonderful, talented animation director and key animator, known for his work as One Punch Man, Love the Show, Made in Abyss, Rising the Shield Hero, Sword Art Online, and so much more. And like we said, on-screen and off-screen talent is just as important. These are the people who get things like the magic working, because you can say a show looks beautiful and all this, the usual suspect words we say a lot, but what we're really saying is that whoever's doing this, I praise the living hell out of them, because I can't draw for crap. I can't shoot a movie. I can't write, etc. But I do love the talent that goes into everything. So, Satoshi, thank you for working on some of my favorite shows that are listed here and much more. So, thank you. Your talent will always live on forever, and hopefully, it's inspired other people to start drawing as well. So, okay. In other news, legendary singer and songwriter Neil Sedaka has passed away at the age of 86 following medical emergencies of the of a couple weeks ago. But we're only kind of finding about this right now due to everything else, because I couldn't quite get this to last week's news. So, within Gundam, he is best known for composing behind Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam's iconic theme song, Zeta Takoi Toki wo Koti, Muzi no Hishiga no Kamote, and Kuroshizo no Believe. Director Tomio was a big fan of Sakei's work and wanted a different musical direction for the mecha anime at the time. He sought to incorporate his music into Zeta Gundam and had several of his songs licensed and adapted for the series, including For Us to Decide, Better Days Are Coming, and Bad and Beautiful.
Oh.
I know that's a mouthful to say, but 86, legendary music composer. So much goes into music that people have no idea what goes into it. Do things sound similarly close or not close? What do you do that's different from what's been done before? Or do you be like, keep it simple, keep it safe, because that's what they're going to tell you to do? Or do you be like one of those rebels and be like, no, 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 we're going to do something completely different. We're going to think outside the box. Like, get those simple cues. When you hear those cues, you hear the music come in. It could change a scene completely from having no music to having music, going from, okay, this sounds simple to, hey, this sounds interesting now because everything's fading into place and maybe music is happening. Happened when Sweet Child of Mine recently got the big huge explosion thanks to the second Hathaway movie. I actually showed my coworker the news, and he said like, hey, when music comes in at the right time, at the right place, it can help elevate it. So I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. And that's what this guy must have done with his work on Gundam. Must have hit the right place, the right time for a scene or a sequence, and probably exploded in the best way possible.
It is really sad because Zeta Gundam was actually a really good Gundam. Uh, Interesting series, wonderful characters, and the music does hit high notes and and he is not and they are not wrong. Music does make the scene really good, whether it be like a positive or a negative. Like you feel the emotion, you feel it behind that. Um, I could safely say like the Gundam Wing opening or the or a few other animes. Like or Rosario Vampire for that matter. That has a very fun opening and closing thing. Cause I did like Disco Lady. Disco Lady was a lot of fun to listen to. I like that one.
And it was the cast singing it, so I'll give it credit for that. That they picked the cast to sing that one. So I'm like, okay, that was
Really?
it.
It was the cast?
It was the girls. It was the yes. Disco Lady was sung by uh, Mocha's actor, so she sang the opening for that one. So
Oh. Well, that goes to
you
show
learn
how
something new
much
every day.
yes, but it goes to show how much faith you have in the show and everything. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and do the best I can to draw attention to this show. I what you know what, Joker? Why are we not getting more of that? Why are we not
You
get
still do like a recent example, like not during the second season with Black Clover, but actually Asta's Japanese voice actors for one of the it was either one of the openings or endings to Black Clover. He actually sang one of them actually. So I know he went from the guy that went from to hey, you know what? He's been on the show long enough. He's in different projects now. His control was a lot better. He got better with the range, and if he was confident enough to start singing an ending, it's like go for it, my friend. And when I heard it a little bit, I was like, no, he's not bad actually. He's taken the lessons he's learned and improved. So it still happens, but does it happen like as much as you heard over the days? But that's one thing. And sometimes you're still in the age of slop, soulless, passionate slop. But when it works, it works. When it's not, you just say like, let's just find a song that could probably work to not work. And let's be honest, not all of our endings and openings are going to be that memorable. Like I do like Bump of Chicken, but there's a couple ending songs that he has for anime where I'm like, okay, I kind of don't like it. Where he sings the song fine, but the ending's not that special. Or the opening's like, okay, the opening's doing his best, and he's doing his best, but it's not clicking. So they're not all going to be winners. So we all know that, but that's come down to a subjective standpoint to probably who wants stuff like who's producing this or like who just says just put it on there, people are going to watch it. So or it could be the old English stuff side of the day. People don't talk about the English side a lot, but I think we should because How are we supposed to know what's an anime or not? We just saw cartoons on the screen, and that's why you can't remember the Beyblade stuff when you are flipping through the channel. Use the English Beyblade theme. That da 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 da. Hey, without that, I wouldn't be watching the show. It's like, ooh, what's this show? But I'll sit down
But
and watch it.
also but also that's why we love classic cartoons like Johnny Bravo, Codename Kids Next Door, Teen Titans, um, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and so on and so forth, because they had really interesting themes. And it's like, oh my god, I gotta watch this. You're glued to the TV. It's like, oh, my show. But man, it hits so hard when and these people don't get recognized enough, Joker. They don't.
Think about your wonderful musicians. Without them, you wouldn't have the iconic scores you have with are certain cues. So remember all of them. But we're almost there. This is the big one right here. Kyoto Animation President Hideaki Hatata dies of an illness at the age of 76. The company created anime hits Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumi, K-On!, and so much more.
Oh,
Thankfully, right now, he's with the rest of his wonderful employees, and they're probably talking about, like, what do you guys make without us? What can we make now? Politely speaking.
oh.
So this one just hits as hard.
I
Because he was
this
with the
is
company for the longest time, like he was with his wife.
for 40 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, his wife founded Kyoto Animation in 1981. Oh.
They talk a little bit about the arson, so
Oh. I will never ever forgive that. I will
I
never.
I still remember that happening, and like everybody was talking about it back.
I literally dropped all my shit when I heard that happen. I'm like, "What company did you say?"
So to all of these people, please keep them in your thoughts.
I hope
Appreciate the work that
he
they've done.
I hope he picked a successor, right? Like, I hope there's, like, a VP already and everything, because you can only be president of a company for so long, and it's just one of those things where it's like, "Okay, I need a successor. I'm not doing well health-wise. I need something." So hopefully whoever takes over for him, I hope they carry on his legacy the way he intended.
So please keep everybody in your thoughts right now across the entertainment board. Please keep them in your thoughts. But also remember right now to keep Bruce in your thoughts as well, because right now Mr. Wells is struggling right now with he's been diagnosed with cancer right now. So oof. I
Ooh.
believe they said it's treatable, so but he also said the most Ash William lines right now. He said, "Fear not, I'm a tough son of a bitch, and I've got great support, so I expect to be around a while." So I'm like, so that is an Ash line right there. That's an Ash line. So this one goes into more. Hey, folks, when someone is having a health issue, is referred to as an opportunity. Let's get with that. I'm having one of those. It is called a type of cancer that is treatable, not curable. I apologize if that's a shock. It was to me too. Good news, I'm not going to any more details. I'm posting this because professionally, a few things I will have to change. Appearances of cons and work in general need to take back, set the treatment. I plan to get as well as possible as ever I can ever
Hey, Killer
recover
J.
so I can tour with my new movie. This movie coming this fall. There are several cons this summer that I have to cancel. Big regrets on my part. Treatment needs and professional Obligations don't always go hand in hand. That's about it. I am not trying enlist sympathy or advice. I just want to get ahead of this information in case false information gets out, which it will. If you're not, I'm a tough old son of a bitch. I have great support. Expect to be around a while. As always, you are the great fans in the world, and I hope to see you soon. Much love, Mr. Camp. So keep Bruce on your thoughts. Bruce, brother, my hearts and prayers are with you right now. Like I said, it is a tough week. Hello, Killer J. Welcome, welcome. Remember to keep everybody in your thoughts. Bruce has treatable cancer, but oh man, that was the last thing I wanted to hear. But it's like I'm glad we're hearing from the big guy himself and not someone else. Whew.
Understandable, Jay. And also it's a good thing that Bruce is did this did the whole post and everything before misinformation got out about him. He kept the record straight. It's like, look, whatever you hear about me, don't believe it unless you hear it from me. And I feel like that's how it should be. Because, Joker, how fast does misinformation get spread daily?
Oh, you have no idea. I could talk about so much stuff, but it's quick.
But and that's why I applaud Bruce because his post, as sweet as it is, but it shows the level of awareness he has. It's like, yeah, somebody's probably gonna make misinformation about me and all this and that, but you're hearing it from me first before anything. Yes, it's true. I have this. Yes, I am working to get it curable, find options and everything. I am fine and everything in between. But my thoughts are with Bruce Campbell, and I hope that whatever stage this whole cancer thing is, I'm hoping it's in the treatable stage. Like there's still time to treat it and everything. Because I think it's stage 4 is where
Yep.
it's
When you get to stage 4, that's kind of like the bad sign where it goes like, uh-oh.
but that's what we want to avoid. That's what we want
What you
to
want to
avoid.
avoid. If it's treatable, they've
Go
always said
for
that
it.
the more treatable it is, like the sooner you see the signs, the symptoms, the better chance of survival rate goes up.
But Bruce, I know you're not seeking advice or anything, but this is just a friendly one in terms, with all due respect to with your health and everything, weigh your options in treatment. Weigh all your options. Don't go to the fastest one. Weigh your options. Find out the pros and cons of it. You have options.
I know, like recently, that it's the Even Steven actress and original Yuffie.
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
Chris,
that
that one
I
pissed me off completely because it's like, okay, so she has cancer, it's treatable, but the insurance companies said like, well, they can't. Like, what do you mean you can't pay for it? Nobody, like, absolutely. Just to go off the record, no one should have to go what she's going through. Like, what do you mean you can't pay for it? That made me furious. I'm like, you're joking. You she has the insurance, she has the money, but can't. Mm-mm. Sorry for the rant, but that made me furious when that
wait a
news broke.
minute. You mean to tell me, Joker, she has the money to do it, and then the insurance company is like, "Sorry, we can't pay for this." Then what the hell are we using this for? That insurance companies are supposed to help you find the best options for treatment and everything. That's what they are there for. And you're telling Christy Carlson Romano, we're sorry you have cancer. but we can't help you in this one. We can't pay for any treatments. Sorry, you're on your own. This is why this is this is why our healthcare is a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. And I'm glad Christy caught it early and say, okay, I do have cancer. Yes, it's positive. Let's find our options. But to have
Okay, so
Joker, to have the insurance
okay,
company.
so I got it right here. I got it right here. So I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay,
So we're
this
not
I got.
spreading information either. So it's right here. It's the scan that she needs. So, and there's been an
Okay,
update. So there's been an update. So I got this. So this was the original post right here. So so we're not spreading false information. At the time in the middle of February, that it looks like she needs a PT scan to determine if it's a stageable and is currently finding. This is where she was finding insurance to have the scan covered. It's like, really, no one should have to be fighting for the scan to be covered. Hello, but here's the update to that because she did get the scan. So here's the
yay.
update. So here's the update. So,
Okay, what do
update
we got?
okay. Okay, come on. Cancers everywhere when I got this kind of test. I kind of disbelief about it because it's filming. Let's see here. Okay, where is it right here? Is that it? Is that it? Okay, so here he is. Here's a better one. So I hate these ads. Go away. So reveals positive cancer screening. So it was positive. So gosh, these things suck. An Instagram video. Wow, rising into the part. She and her husband underwent cancer screening recently because of the family history. The mother, both of her parents had cancer. My mom beat it. My dad eventually didn't. My grandmother's mother's side. So I have stageable cancer, Dove. So I have a
Whoa.
stageable cancer. The model said that the next step was to scan, use a radioactive cancer drug to show both typical and
Metabolic.
metabolic activity. Yeah, yeah, because don't forget we just lost James V. Vander not too long ago. So
Mm-hmm.
so it does look like so. So it kind of
It's not.
does look like
Go ahead.
it's there. So okay, let's see. She's meeting with. Okay, now got better news right now. So it looks like she is meeting. But I think in general that I think that made like a lot of everybody mad because it's like no one should be fighting for a PT scan to be covered. Like it should be automatically there. And you're right. Our off the record, our the whole thing is messed up. Like no one should be fighting for this. Like no one should be. So I'm hoping it's in a stage that it's treatable and not something that's like, oh, because that stuff just sneaks up on you, whether you're healthy or not. I still remember this news. The nanny for um, the Brady Bunch, that actress, she suffered from a massive heart, like she had a massive heart attack actually. And when they kind of like went through the body and everything, they said like this woman was healthy, like she should not have like this heart attack, but she did. Life happens, and then some stuff like that just kind of catches up on you. It's like, so I don't know if she changed something, if something just happened to her body that couldn't sustain something, but it was like, ooh, that kind of came shocked out of nowhere. But to all these people, and currently Bruce and Christina, please keep them all in your thoughts, pray for them, send them love and strength, and go
Don't
forward. A
be.
moment of silence right now, just to let everything kick in for a little bit, sink in for a bit. Once again, thank you. Thank you.
Real quick, Bruce, Christie, like I said, explore every avenue in the treatment and everything. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Because we have the right to know what's this gonna do to me long term. People should not be afraid to ask those questions. We're adults here. We can handle bad news. I'm okay with it. But moving on.
Moving on. So we gotta get to some more positive stuff. And don't worry, folks. I did find some positive stuff to talk about. So, but here we go. Ready? So, yeah, I know. Like, Wi-Fi's down. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is going on. But thankfully, I found some positive stuff. So, sooner or later, the Licorice Recoil collab will come to an end, and we're kind of getting like the next event for Nikkei. Obviously, right now, the current chapters of 43 and 44, I think, believe they are, they're kind of out right now. I'm still a bit far behind the storyline a little bit, mostly because the power level creep and grind is getting there. So it's like, oh, I got to get all these cores or different stuff that I need to get my Nikis to be upgraded, because right now I'm at power level, was it 281 right now? So not bad, but I'm also the guy who missed out on a lot of stuff for the first year and a half, so I probably would have a lot more if I did have a lot of that stuff I was clocking in and out, but obviously right now I don't. All right, come on, just show up. That's all you gotta do, just show up. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully this time we'll pop right up, so come on, just pop up. Please just pop up, please. Hopefully something didn't happen on this end, because otherwise I'm going to be very furious right now. So, I am still liking guys with Victory Nikkei. Hopefully they'll still be around just a little longer, because I think they're starting to ramp up the story a little bit. But what I did see a little bit from some of the chapter was that Neon's backstory was actually explored for once. So I was like, oh, so Neon finally got her chance to shine. It was Anise last time. We know a lot more about Raffi. Although for those who did do the Valentine Day event, that one was funnier. That one was funny. I'm not just talking about the actual like event they would have for Valentine's Day, but the one more side one with your commander, come be like, hey, what's going on over here? Apparently this time around it was the chocolate they had wasn't very good, so it was also had to be recoil, but these Nikkeis didn't know about it, so they were like, they just made stuff. So it was up to who was it? One of the cooking Nikkeis to Ninja Delta and the commander to kind of sneak in and get all the chocolate. But if you know the Nikkeis, they're like, what's going on? Where are our chocolate getting stolen? And then they figured out. And while the cooking Nikkei and Delta went away, you think you're in the clear, but nope, you had a bunch of angry Nikkeis going like, so it was you who stole all the chocolate. Although it could have been avoided if the commander just went, there we go, here it is. Just said that, hey, the chocolate's bad. Oh. So could I have this, please? So, well, here's the new event called Enter Haven. For those who don't know, Heavily Ascension was known to be in the arc a resistance group, I'll put it loosely that way for the sake of YouTube, but also that were very much frowned upon. And for this one, EH was the one who disbanded the group finally after the arc was during the invasion arc of the chapter, due to Crow and the rest of Exotic kind of like letting in the raptures and everything. So, however, EH said that, okay, I'll disband the group, but in return, since I help you with Crow, I want to become a Nikkei. So EH over here is now Nikkei, and this looks like to be the next kind of like event chapter. So Enter Haven. So obviously, focusing with the Outer Rim, I'm pretty sure we'll probably get people like Crow, probably the members of the Exotic Squad and those who do work out in the Outer Rim to kind of be with EH for the chapters. So to me, this also looks interesting because everybody thinks if you're playing Nikkei that, oh, the arc is great. Not really. The Outer Rim was kind of left to rot a little bit. So while you look at everybody in the actual arc central, it's like, oh, this is all nice and peaceful outside the protesting every once in a while. These guys are kind of like in the shadow. They get kind of suffer a little bit. So this will be interesting where they take this story. And since there's not too many air quote collaborations this time around, they're really going to focus on their content. So I'm excited to see where the content goes for this one. And it's kind of interesting we're getting a little bit more of the characters that we thought were left behind. They're now coming back full circle. Like I said, Neon got her backstory a little bit revealed. So I'm like, hey, finally, her backstory got revealed a little bit. So that was kind of cool to know about. All right, I mean, I need you to have your face cam on. You need to have the mic on right now because something big happened.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oda Sensei wrote down the One Piece.
Oh.
All right, so since the very beginning, the secret was never written down. Kept in the mind of the creator of Ichiro Oda. Oda writes something on a sheet of paper. At long last has been inscribed. So there's him writing it. Nobody knows what this is. He puts it in the box. He places bottom half of the chest. Here's the little detail, Oda. I love the keyhole is Luffy. I'm like,
That's
nice.
good. Hey,
He locks
Crystal
in the
Kitten.
chest. But what it says, what is the One Piece and what awaits Monkey D. Luffy? Puts it in a pressurized glass. Boy, why is he doing that? Well, good luck finding this. It remains in the bottom of this ocean until it's finished. The One Piece does exist. So he wrote it down finally. No, he said this isn't about the One Piece is the friends we make on our journey. It's all that. Like, people are saying that, like, oh no. People are saying that like it's gonna be that. He said it's not going to be that. I think my big running theory has always led into that. I think the One Piece is something that's going to be dangerous in that way. Because when you think about the history of One Piece, we really don't know what this thing is about, really. But then again, why did Gold Roger, when he found the chest on Laugh Mantail, why did he, one, laugh at it, found it to be hilarious? Two, when Whitebeard passed away, one of his words was simply, when the One Piece is unleashed, the world will end. So it's like, ooh, okay, so something universal destruction might be here. But at the same time, there's also something about the world government. Before the world government became the world government, they were like several different nations or something like that, if I can recall correctly. Someone please correct me in the comment section below. Hello, Crystal Kitten. Hello. But these people back in the old day teamed up to defeat the people who were originally ruling. So think about that. So it's like, okay, so before we had the world government, the world today, completely different. But then they defeated somebody because they combined together to defeat them. But then you also have to remember another thing. Why did the guy who placed the One Piece here, why was he so afraid? Like, why didn't he, bury this underneath the water so no one could find it? Why did he buried between at the last island, Laugh Man Tale, for this to be here. But then go back to Gold Rogers. Why is he laughing? And he's like, so this is what he was afraid of. But here's another thing: the world government has that island locked down in sense of way. So it's like, so they don't want people getting here quite yet. But here's the catch. Remember Nico Robin? Why did she have the 600 million berry or something so like that as a child? Remember, they outlaw the poneglyph reading. Remember that. Remember's like, oh yeah, that's right. Because her mom could read it, Nico Robin could read it. And it's like, well, don't forget that, like, well, they did that because she's a surviving member and didn't want people to go blabbing and blabbing. But why would a child have this high of a bounty? Think about it. Think. When you think about it, everything starts to make a little bit more sense.
Oh.
It's like she could read the history of the world, and even she's like, what's going on here? And don't forget, the only way that Gold Roger even got to that island, he needed somebody to read it. That's why he went back to Wano, picked up somebody, because like, oh, this guy's ancestors could read it. Can you read it? He's like, yeah, I can read it. Did all the poneglyphs again, found the exact coordinates to get to this island, and now it's like, it all starts to make sense now. That's why I keep saying this might be universal destruction or something that could be dangerous. But who knows? We won't know until that chapter comes out, and it's like, this is it. This is the One Piece, what everybody's been fighting for. What is it? So who knows? And I could completely be wrong. Who knows? But that's what I kind of picked up a little bit. So who knows? This will be interesting if One Piece will be finished this year or next year, because I think it might be next year. It might be finished, but we'll have to see. But this is kind of interesting. But what's also interesting about this?
That is a good that is a good theory, Joker. That is a very good theory. And the way you explain it, it makes sense. It makes sense in a way.
I kind of get going back and forth with my coworker a little bit about this, but also I'm like, well, why is everybody so fixated on this thing? Like, why does Gold Roger go like, so you want my treasure, huh? Well, I left it all in one place. Now you just have to find it. It's like, kind of cool, but kind of has a double meaning now. But there's also one funny thing. I have to say this. His fans must be dedicated, because they not even that long, they're going through the actual coordinates. They're finding exactly where this thing is at. So,
oh wow, that's dedication.
So they found a longitude, latitude, no visible island, no coastline. In the footage, no island, only open sea. Drop depth 651 meters, 664 bar pressure. The depth is realistic.
These fans are very dedicated, but also scary at the same time.
Dedication. I am afraid for them if they get to this too early. I wonder if the cops are going to show up saying, you can't be here, go away. Or will they actually take this out, open it up, and destroy it? Because in the One Piece movie Stampede, there is this compass, kind of like that Nami has on her watch, that was like permanent, like to Laughing Tail. Luffy could have taken that and be like, okay, let's go to the One Piece now. But what does he do? At least in the movie canon, he destroys it. So, at least in the movie version. So I wonder, that's kind of like a running joke. If when the fan does get it, will they just open it up and be like, no one's going to read it now?
Good luck opening that. Good luck.
There's a joke that's saying that Mr. Beast is going to do it. I'm like, even though he's a tourist.
he is a fucking tourist. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Just take one look at him and you'll see it.
But in the end, that's awesome. Oda Sensei finally wrote it down. Hopefully, One Piece will be finished within a year and a half's time, if not maybe two. But congratulations, it's One Piece is almost at an end. So the end is in sight, my friend. The end is in sight. I would love to know what other people's has the theory for One Piece. Let us know what your theory of the freaking One Piece is, and do not say power of friendship. If you say power of friendship, I
Null
will
and void.
I will
Null and
gum
void.
gum rocket you right now. I will gum gum rocket you. But speaking about gum gum rocketing, I don't know why they're doing this still.
What?
Here is the casting choices for Max, Chloe and Max for the Life is Strange TV series for Amazon Prime.
Just why? I'd rather have a movie about 83 weeks with Eric Bischoff
Ooh,
as a theatrical movie.
ooh,
It could work.
good work.
I'd rather go see that. Or as a TV series, have it capsulate to where you could recap the Monday Night Wars on the pivotal points, what led up to it, and the aftermath as a TV series, and call it 83 weeks WCW versus the WWF.
That could work.
I guarantee you people would be far more interested. Actually, I'll go further. The death of the territories. There is so much wealth in there of knowledge. Look at that. I'm already creating more excitement than whatever this is, Joker.
So casting wise, I have no idea who these actors are. Maisie Talia and Tatum Grace Hopkins. So they kind of do match their characters. Kind of like, okay, I can see that as Chloe. I can see that as Max. So completely fine. But here's what I said beforehand. It's Life is Strange. This is too many years too late, but it's also Life is Strange, guys. Yes, that first game was a runaway hit, but to be fair and to be honest, if you want to watch a teen soap drama, go watch a teen soap drama. Go watch anything. Please, go watch Dawson Creek. Go watch Glee. Go watch what else was there? Gossip Girl. Go watch Pretty Little Liars before they went off the rails. Swap That Birth. Go watch Switch That Birth. Go watch Switch That Birth. What else is there? Early season Supernatural before they became the Justice League. Anything really. Anything for the 80s and 90s. Go watch 90210 for crying out loud.
Or Gilmore Girls, for that matter.
Gilmore Girls. Oh, yeah, that I was looking for. I was looking for Gilmore Girls.
Or Charmed before.
Oh my God, I love Charmed.
The early
Loved
seasons. It. The early seasons with Prue. Prue was best woman.
I just love their chemistry in the early seasons. Sadly, Prue's actress is no longer with us. I was devastated at that because I'm like, I love Charmed. I love watching this. My sister loved it too. So, or go watch any classic films with Robin Williams when he's the teacher or somebody else. I keep telling people go. The movie that he won the Oscars. Oh my God! Hold on, it's tip of my tongue. Well, what was the movie he won the Oscar for?
Darn it! Oscar.
Good Will Hunting. Go watch Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, that one.
Go watch Good Will Hunting. Great movie. He won the Oscar for it. Even jokingly, when he said he won the Oscar, Ben and Matt still want to see some ID. If you're wondering what's good, Well, also Good Will Hunting is the classic line. Well, of the do you like apples? Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I got a number. I like them apples. I'm like, so go watch Good Will Hunting. Go watch anything really. To me, this is unnecessary, not needed. We're just wasting time and money. Don't worry, I'll get to the other show. You know what? I will talk about that other show. Because we got to talk about this. We're going to talk about it. Who screwed up the first look? I got to know who screwed this up. This is apparently our first look. Who screwed this up? Play the clip. Who screwed this up?
I want names.
I need names because.
You came to bed. Now you've made me very. Yeah, forget it.
Yes, folks. There's Kratos and Artorias, but someone's gonna say it doesn't. Well, my problem is it looks too fake. And it looks like it's been AI generated, sadly. It has that AI feel, or at least someone kept the brightness up too much, or because this doesn't scream first look. This feels like more they were testing things out. They were doing well, they are in costume, so they obviously were rehearsing for a scene or trying to set up a scene. But really, this is God of War Ragnarok. I mean, God of War 2018 adaptation. And this is what we go with. At least with Netflix. Oh, sorry, you go first.
This has to be. Atreus, he is almost right. Almost. But Kratos is buffer than that. He's buffer. He I mean, for fuck's sake, he went against he went up against Baldur and still came out on top. Despite not fighting for quite some time. He still kicked his ass.
Still did.
And you mean to tell me this is who we're going with? This is the
one we're going with. The guy played the games, and he does look good in the part. The issue is, this doesn't scream first look. This feels like more of someone took the camera out and be like, oh, we need a first look. Hold on. There, first look. And it's like, this is the best you could do? At least with Netflix, with Henry Cavill, we saw a test footage. We saw them testing out the Witcher costumes. Like, all right, this is the test footage. Not bad, actually. The wig still looked weird. The armor looked right. But then compare their first look to, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Look at One Piece when it was first shown, like when it was first looked.
Oh,
everything was close. It was pretty close. They improved on season 2.
Okay, let's see here. Like, okay, so here was go.
Yeah, ads.
Like this was our first look for Henry back in the day, but at least they were testing things out. It's like it didn't look that bad actually. We all said, okay, we can work with this. Because why? We knew it was a first look. Look at the difference between a blank screen in the background to this.
Oh, that's bad.
Again, compared to the first look to this, at least you knew it was a first look. You knew they were testing things out. It's like not bad actually. We're like, I can't wait to see the actual images of the show. And I still remember when they kind of showed us this, the actual look, which looked way much better. When this photo right here popped up, it was like, know what? There he is. There's The Witcher. There he is. Like I still remember seeing this. It was like, yes, yeah, it was so cool. But then people were debating online, like, why does he have one sword? Isn't it two? And as a fan of the books, who were reading at the time when they were adapting, when season one was shown, we simply said that in the books he only carries the seal sword. The silver sword is always on Roach unless he's hunting the monsters. In the games, yes, it is two swords on the back due to gameplay purposes, but this was more book accurate. And when you saw the medallion was more of a coin than an actual medallion, where like the book was more of a coin, the games gave him an actual medallion. And when it came to like Tristan Marigold's hair, we said it's supposed to be more chestnut red actually, so it was meant to be a little more darker. Granted, I didn't like the style she had, and then like in season two, they gave her more of a ponytail. I'm like, okay, the ponytail's more accurate. Thank you very much. And the hair color did improve. But Marigold's iconic bright red hair was more of a game thing, especially the third game actually, where it's like you could tell it was more bright red than dark red, but it's like it was like that kind of darkish reddish black hair color. So it's that. But again, compare this to this. Who had the better first look? It would be The Witcher. Okay, let me do the One Piece. Okay, One Piece, season one, first look. I still remember. Okay, going red for this one. When this was shown off, and there was complaints a little bit, like because I think the complaint came from more of, okay, it's them. Look at the Go Mary. There's Sanji, Nami, Luffy,
See,
Usopp, and Zoro. They look correct. People were complaining more about Luffy's feet because he had more shoes on than sandals. To be fair, if you're fighting in sandals, it's not that effective. So I wasn't too mad at that. I wasn't too
I'm just
mad at that.
happy. I'm just happy that they got the basic fundamentals across. We got the ship, we got the characters front and center, and we have the sea, the sky, everything. This screams correct. Shoes and everything else that came later, but this sold us the pencil, Joker. This sold us the pencil.
It's like they could do it, they could pull it off, and then it's like again, like I keep saying, let's see that damn
That first
trailer. And
trailer.
everybody knew when we saw that damn trailer, despite the dislikes, when we saw them in action, when we saw Barati, the clothes, based off the legendary manga, when we saw Zoro, everybody, it was like this had a potential. Show comes out.
Also, I saw people complain about like the facial expressions made by Luffy. He's supposed to be goofy. That's
Luffy was
part.
energetic.
He was
And that was the
supposed.
thing about Luffy.
And this right here, I'm not even excited, Joker. I'm not even excited.
Because when you compare when you compare to Luffy, I know two different characters, but the cast of One Piece nailed it. Like Luffy was more youthful, energetic. He was more positive than anybody else, but it was because of that very positive trait he had. It slowly rubbed off on everybody. It rubbed off on Zoro, Sanji, Usopp. Everybody came across upon. They're like, "Who's this guy?" And yet it's like, he's not that bad,
Now,
really.
now, before we get ahead of ourselves here,
Let's give them benefit of the doubt. I'll let you go first.
we have nothing against the actors. We have nothing against the actors here. I'm sure they'll do a phenomenal job regardless. I am positive on that one. But this is not how you do a first impression, people. Again, no disrespect to the actors. That aside was not their fault. It's just presentation matters, ladies and gentlemen.
First impressions are important.
You want people like me and Joker to positively talk about this, but it's kind of hard to do that when we're presented with this and we don't know how to make of it. Again, actors aside, our criticisms not with them. Our criticisms with the presentation. They did a halfway decent job with Kratos, at least. A
Like the
halfway
makeup
de-
is correct. He's got the ball
yes.
cap on. He's covering up the Spartan areas for the most part. Very good. Supposed to have the ash. The armor's correct. Very good. The beard is meant to be a little bit longer, but I'm fine with it being a little shorter. Artorias doesn't look too bad, but my problem is the actors might just be a bit too young. But we're kind of missing a few things with Artorias a little bit here. Part of it is the clothing I have issues with. Again, yes, he's meant to be a kid, but he looks almost too young, almost too short. But that's not his problem. The problem is what they're presenting. Now, have we focused more on Kratos himself? Like again, like they did a test makeup with him. Like we're testing out the makeup right now, like him putting on the makeup, and I would have been like, okay, they're doing makeup tests, no big deal. We'll probably get a better look later. They didn't do that. Instead, we get this. They could have done the weapon. They could have done the axe. They could have done the axe. They could have showed the axe, but like, all right, like him picking up the axe with the boom, boom, boom. I would have been like, okay, it's a little better, but no Kratos yet. I'll wait till we see a full image. This isn't really selling me God of War. Maybe they could pull around later with the team with the better images and stuff. But right now, it's getting clowned out because of this. So please do better with the first looks because this didn't look good at all. But there's another actor. But we got another actor. So finally confirmed, Louis Cunningham has been tested as Modin in the God of War series. So it's like, okay, so we got another actor. He'll be this guy over here. So it's like, all right. So we got another cast member. Cool. Moving on. But here's my better news for the year. I wish Phoenix was here right now. Yes, it is true.
Yes.
Finally, it will launch sometime this year or next year. The first actual proper look. See, this is how you do it. I know it's not actual HD gameplay or anything, but it's there to say that the remake is true. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Resync is true. It is still alive.
I was a sucker for the pirates and everything because I just love that era and Black Flag really helped. I did like Liberation. I did like Liberation that was taking place in Louisiana and everything. That was very good. I
I
like
thought the story to me was interesting enough to get by, but I almost had a hard time falling in love with the main actress. But over time, it's like, okay, you grew on me towards the end. So I'm like, good. I think they just rushed a lot of stuff because it was like, so her brother's an assassin, but then he doesn't show up. I'm like, oh, okay, then what happened to your mom? That doesn't get explained. But as the story progressed, like, okay, I kind of like this. And I like the idea she had like two different mentors. One who betrayed the assassins and one where she kind of got more better in life. It's just like, thank you for kind of like saving her on this path. So I'm like, good. And I also felt it weird, despite it being a Vita title, they had three distinct outfits for her playstyle. The more normal woman or the slave, and then the assassin. So I found the noble to be kind of iffy, but I did like the idea of her equipping the slave outfit on her, just like, okay, you kind of go in and blend in with everybody else. It's like, that was a cool mechanic. And she can kind of recruit the slaves to kind of help her fight. I'm like, good. If you did full assassin gear, you got the more traditional gameplay. So I'm like, good idea. I wish they did more with her. But I did like the fact that in Liberation, you got the DLC with Connor, where he's like, I'm your brother from the from the colonies from Boston. I'm like, cool. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. They're meeting up. So that was always
That
nice.
was sweet. That was sweet.
I wish
I
they
I
did more with those two.
I love the concept of her like being like
She was like part French, part African, I believe it's so, right? She was part French, part African.
and the fancy wear she was wearing, like all those dresses and being part of like that club and everything. I love that concept. Like a good an estate family. That was really good. And she could use it as a disguise to get almost anywhere. But man, I'm gonna have to replay that one day. I would like to revisit that world one day. But I'm excited for Black Flag though. I'm happy. Although Dash Attack has his opinions, which we here at Nightcast fully respect. We respect you, Dash.
Perhaps we'll get some cut content. Maybe the pacing will be a little bit better. Because despite how much we all love Black Flag on the channel, the pacing can feel a little weird. But also because it's weird, it also does benefit in that sense of way. Because when you think about it, this really isn't the typical Assassin's Creed. We hunt down the Templars and everything, we go home. Edward's a pirate looking for gold. And all he wants was respect in his life. People could say, but he had that with his wife. All he had to do was take the job for the king, but he didn't want to work for the king. He wanted to work with the privateers, because at that time in actual history, if you were a privateer for the king's army, they would be paying you. They would be paying you to do this. But when that part of the world ended with the conflict, they're like, we're not going to pay anymore. Get out of here. Which is a brilliant way for his character set up. And without spoiling too much, there's a reason why the ending works and Edward's drunken state works in that storyline. And when you do actually sit down and think about it, what Anne Bonny is saying to you during a very important cutscene, you just say, she's right. Ollie Ollie was right. Captain James Kidd, or Miriam, she was right about Edward. Almost everybody in his life was right about him. It's that Edward didn't see until it was almost too late. And that's why the ending works out so well. Because it's like, this is it. This is the end. I'm like, and that's why a lot of people do like it. But it's also fun on the gameplay side of things. Everyone's been trying to redo the Black Flag combat system for the ship combat. It is very good and it's very addicting to play. But there's also whaling in this game. You don't have to do the whales at all. You don't feel like hunting any animals. You can always buy the stuff or the upgrades, or you can hunt the sharks, whales. You can hunt the great white whale for a community event. You can do all the different battleships. You can do the diving when you get the diving bell, which is a real world thing. I love when Ubisoft always did that, when they did the actual stuff that, yeah, this stuff actually existed and they could go underwater like scuba diving back in the day, or free diving. So cool, awesome. Going on and off the ships, great. Black Flag was the best game in the series and probably the end to the golden era until we got to Unity and Rogue, where they both suffer in their different ways, but also kind of showed you that Ubisoft kind of rushed out Unity at the end, and Rogue seemed to fare much better story-wise, but was also left on the old hardware until you got to replay it later when it got ported to the PS4 or PS5. So, but it's cool. Ubisoft didn't quite give up on this. Make it a good remake. Give me some good content, behind-the-scenes stuff, and maybe adapt the novel, because there's a novel for 3 that explains why I hate him the way he is. So maybe they'll put that in the game. So, ooh, who knows? So who knows? But speaking about who knows, I want to love this movie. It's going to have an uphill battle. But there he is, Jafar Jackson.
Oh, I wanted to get your opinion on this. So go ahead, Joker. The floor is yours.
My family loves Michael Jackson. Am I nervous for the movie still? Absolutely yes. Am I hoping the movie tackles more than just the usual stuff you see in biopics, the comings, the rise, the fall, the fame. But at the same time, it looks like they might dive a little bit more into that with at least with the Jackson Five a little bit to what their dad was always like. So because you kind of see that in the trailer a little bit, where it's like, no, I want to go tour Michael because he's the one we should focus on. I was like, okay, but it does look like we're gonna see like maybe most of the eras because you see the iconic Thriller outfit, you see him in the Billie Jean outfit where he does the whole moonwalk. Don't forget, for those who saw the first moonwalk ever by MJ, he admitted that I messed it up only because that he didn't stay on the toes long enough. But that's when someone in the back told him that, dude, what you did was so sick. I mean, Jafar looks amazing. Like this is Michael right here. Like this is literally him, almost like reincarnated. But at the same time, you guys better show the actual story and actually make people go from oh to actual oh. So that was going behind the scene because Michael was an interesting person behind the scenes. Michael was very lonely, and was taken advantage of. So hopefully they dive into that stuff. But who knows? Who knows? So you got to do him justice, or we become Bohemian Rhapsody again, where that movie really hasn't aged the best.
Oh,
I mean, it was good at
yes.
first, but Bohemian Rhapsody, when I rewatched, I'm like, hasn't really aged the best.
Um, I love Michael Jackson, and I feel like he, Jafar Jackson. That's his one of his brothers, right?
That would be his, yeah. One that would be his. So this would be his nephew. So
Yeah, I gotta say, his nephew, looking at the costume and everything, I do see Michael. He has the outfit, the hair, the glasses. This is down to a T, Joker. This is down to a T.
he's the son to Jermaine Jackson. So this would be Jermaine's son.
I think this was taking place, if I remember correctly, this was during the Thriller era, because that outfit right there is part of it, right, Joker?
I don't quite remember. So I had to ask my parents because they were around Fort Jackson. So I wasn't. So
Show this to your parents and then get back to me on that one.
okay.
But this looks more like in that era before the Pepsi incident, before that horrendous disease that he had, which is a real disease. So this is probably taking place before all of that, like way before all of that. But I'm excited though. I'm hoping that we get a lot more about the dad, like they don't hold back now, like they don't hold back against him.
Yeah, that's what Phoenix and I are hoping for because he was an asshole. He was an asshole.
And I would like them to dive into that fact of like where did he get that disease from that made his skin go from black to white? Because that would be an interesting scene, and that would be a very important scene to learn about. Because I never heard of the disease until I looked it up one day when Michael mentioned it, and I'm like, "Oh, that is terrifying." Ooh, and and also the allegations. The allegations.
They have
I
to talk about the allegations because you're not doing a movie like this and not bringing up the allegations.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the truth comes out about those because Oh, I hope we get an Eminem camo. A cameo. That would
Well, we'll
be
see. We'll
that
see
would
how
be
long this movie is. If it will cover the full story or be split into parts, who knows? But this is a big commitment, so we'll keep an eye on this. And don't
but
forget, this
Jafar
is not.
Jackson, I have faith in him. I have faith in Jafar.
He's the thing about this. He's got. He's pretty much is spot on a lot of stuff. Even when you see like him holding the same stuff that Jackson used to hold, like they're getting the angles right. They're putting on the right look. Like this is what Jackson wore for several concerts. He's like this, and we'll see. But he's got that look where it's like, yes, that's his uncle. But the thing is, he's again, it's like Michael is still here. It's like, damn, there he is. So we'll see. But speaking about seeing, this will be the end to the bear. The bear will finally come to a conclusion with season 5, confirmed by the lead actor. For those who don't know what the bear is very much a drama comedy. It's about an award-winning chef who returns to his hometown of Chicago to manage the chaotic kitchen at his deceased brother Italian beef sandwich shop. But at the same time, they kind of go through a lot of things over there. Like, there, my coworker watched this and he's like, he watches. I'm like, no, I don't watch it. But I watched one episode and it's like, it's more than just about like running a kitchen. It's more also about life, a little bit about life, them kind of like changing the menu often. Part of that is to get to like a star for part one season. But there's a lot that goes on with the Bears, so it's pretty addicting to watch. He said it's really good. So I'm like, and if you're also wondering, this is also the show that gave us that wonderful Snyder joke because they're outside the restaurant in full blown DC costume. He kind of gets beat up a little bit, and someone kind of blasts the horn, going, "All right, you Snyder call, get out of here." I'm like. So someone had a little fun writing that line. So coming to an end, we'll miss the bear, but hey, if it comes to an end, it comes to an end. All right. Now the game that Dash and I were hoping just a little bit to stay alive, just a little bit longer. You've heard the news. High Guard is shutting down next week.
That didn't take long. That didn't take long.
But here's the thing. This is not really Concord 2. I know that's a meme and everything, but then at the same time, people want Stop Killing Games to come in and start to save this. So guys, which is it? I need it. But this isn't really Concord 2. Where Concord 2 failed, or should we say where the original Concord failed miserably. They were backed by Sony. I know this company was backed by Tencent, but the problem with that was that Sony was heavily marketing Concord in that sense of way. At least trying to build it up like, you guys should play this game. Really play it. Despite the fact the alleged budget for Concord was over $400 million, allegedly speaking. They bought out the studio. They're making the game. But they were also charging like $40 for the base game, where the competition was free. That's why High Guard also did well. It was at least free to play. The problem is that Concord failed that no one showed up for it. Ugly character design, a generic 5e shooter that kind of missed the mark with Overwatch when that came out. So too little, too late. But also at the same time, they spend so much money on it that even their own companies that they own were trying to tweet out saying that we're going to play ourselves a little bit of High Guard. We're going to play High Guard this week. Concord this week. So don't last. Like I say, Concord lasted 2 weeks. This lasted longer for 6 weeks. But the issue is that Dash and I actually saw potential. If you guys don't know why they failed, here's why High Guard failed completely. Also, apparently the new the update is out, and they've done some different modes. Raid Rush mode was just the Raid Rush, was just you raiding instead of doing all the other stuff. So kind of felt like a little bit more of demolish, sabotage means the more like with a limit on it, but they could have made it bigger, longer, kind of make this one like a team deathmatch with demolition. But they also started to add, skill trees, new wardens, weapons. So the skill tree would have helped out. But like Dash, going back to Dash's tweet over here, the reason why this failed completely. Remember, you and I were watching the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like Jeff's last big game. Like, this is a big game. All right, what's this game? Well, we thought it looked generic, but I actually was having fun with it. Mostly because I stopped playing Call of Duty and didn't play a lot of FPS later on. So I'm like, it kind of clicked for me. I liked it. But they didn't do beta tests. They should have done a beta test on that day. And took the feedback and criticism. But even before that, after the announcement, they went silent. So we didn't hear about any updates until the release date. Everybody was tweeting out, you got 2 weeks before this game comes out. What's going to happen? 2 weeks later comes by, and it was over 90K, more than Concord. But as the hours went by, it went from 90K, 50K, 40K, 30K. So it had a steady decline. And sadly, those numbers didn't quite go back up. They went back up a little bit for episode 1, but not for episode 2. And in the end, they started letting go of their employees left and right. I do not know if Wild Heart Entertainment will stay around, or they'll just make like a new game. But what I even said that what should happen is that they should really add a single player mode. And that's why I want to make a huge strong point right now. Stop making games as a service and start making single player games again. With the multiplayer mode, we used to have single player game modes that had a multiplayer mode. AC Brotherhood, a good Assassin's Creed game, had a multiplayer mode. You know how fun that was?
Mm-hmm. Also, in more recent, we had Marvel Cosmic Invasion, crossplay, multiplayer, single player. Wasn't live service. Wasn't
again,
live
people
service.
start making single player games again. I think that would have helped out High Guard because they would have had a single player mode that Overwatch 2 failed to deliver on. Something that even Apex Legends doesn't even have, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. But it would have added more to that. It would have done more than what Concord did. If they added a single player mode, like we'll do the beta test, have everything test out, do another beta test, everything else help out, but also in the background start developing a single player mode, this game could have been free at launch still, with a single player campaign mode that it's like, hey, we don't just have multiplayer. We have a full-blown single player experience mode that you can play as all the warners right now that you have at launch. I think that would have been cool because it adds more to the life and people are like, there's a single player campaign mode for this free-to-play game? So, sign me up. It doesn't have to be Destiny, but make it a fun linear experience. I think that would have helped out and helped out with the longevity, but they didn't do anything. They hoped that this will be a sleeper hit and get things to rise, but they didn't do it. And then you had the infamous stuff that some of their employees were saying after they leave. One of them I felt more genuine to because she was showing off some of the character design, just saying that you're never going to kind of see these characters because she was kind of micromanaging everybody, and there was like higher ups saying that no, do this, do that instead. So it's like great. And then an infamous one was that one fire employee said that we don't need high numbers. You need high numbers to sustain a mode like this, and you didn't, and now it's gone. But at the end of the day, that's what happens to this industry. This industry cannot keep making these games as a service games anymore. You need to make single player games again. If you want a multiplayer mode, that's fine, but add that to the single player and see if it works or not. Or again, just continue to make single player games that don't take 4 to 6 long years to make, or keep expecting these 10 years big gap games that are gonna keep flowing in the revenue. Those don't work anymore. We all can't be Fortnite anymore. Just leave that to them, and you guys focus on what your team is good at. I'm not wrong, but it's the
You're not
truth.
wrong. And with everything coming out soon, we got so many things coming out, Joker. Like next month we're gonna have Mouse PI for Hire. I'm still hyped for that game. More recently, Marvel that Marvel Arcade bundle that we're getting later on with Maximum Carnage, all the great arcades. You saw me play that on my birthday stream.
Hmm.
I brought the classics back, and I'm like, you know what? Let's promote this. But and the cool thing is the X-Men arcade game, that's gonna have 6-player online multiplayer. I'm excited because it'll make for fun streams and everything in between, and you have all the other games as well. See, we may give Marvel a lot of shit, but when they do something right, we praise it. And I can't because Marvel Rivals is good. Cosmic Invasion was phenomenal. I know it's by limit. I know this one's by limited run games, but you know what? I'm still gonna grab it and see for myself. But with live service, you can only go so far. The reason why Fortnite is still alive, dis- despite everything, is because it's keeping up with the trend and what's popular versus what's not popular. That's why, as much as people hate it, you can't deny the fact of its longevity. You can't deny that. And that's the one game that gets the example from live service because it was done right. Now, you may argue that, well, what about this, that, and the other? Well, it has a Lego mini series over there as well called Odyssey. More fun stuff to play. The fact is, you can't force live service all the time because your game will die. Look what happened to Crash Team Rumble. That one
Yeah.
hurt me. That one hurt me. I was so upset because on paper, it could have rivaled Crash Bash for the PS1. It had the potential,
But
but
it
to
also
make
came out at the wrong time. It came out during the lockdowns, minimal marketing, and Activision saw it as it's done without giving it a fair chance. And that's the problem. Higher ups don't give games like this a fair chance. They expect everybody be here on day one. And they're like, well, why do we fail? And not to mention, the thing is, they didn't build this game up with its audience. It was trying very hard. When we complain about these maps are too huge, they're like, all right, we'll add it to 5v5. Yay, 5v5, which was more perfect. I had more encounter rates. I actually had fun looking for stuff that's much better. And there were some nice tense moments, actually. But they didn't listen to this. Well, they did listen, and that became the permanent game mode. But the problem was that they had the wrong people in charge. So sad to see this go. I was hoping for the best. I do think Jeff does need to take some responsibility as well, because we also found that in Dash videos, go to watch out Dash videos, that Tencent was involved. So Tencent struck again. So what a shocker. But go watch Dash video. He'll explain it better than me. And speaking about those collabs and everything,
oh,
Apex Legends is getting Gundam, and it makes more sense for that universe. But it makes more sense than Fortnite ever did. So smart move to pick
Okay,
up some of the Gundam stuff.
I can see this.
I can work. Will I play Apex again? My buddy and I are not online that often anymore. So I'm like, but okay, cool. I just hope that they're gonna look more better than what Aerith looked like. I'm sorry, that Final Fantasy collab when they showed off Aerith, I was like, oh my god, like who messed this up? Who approved that? But this is Gundam. You can't mess this up. So cool. That's cool. That's coming. I'm not gonna play Apex again, but great. But speaking about playing, our boy is still playing, and this time he took second place in a local One Piece card tournament. So McKenny
Ooh.
finished second this time around. So instead of being the guy who's beating him, now it's like this is for the money. So I found this to be funny again, and hey, that's actually cool. He's still he's a TG guy. Mad respects to him. So okay, so everybody has seen this so far. Uh, Toucan Fighters, or for Marvel Toucan Fighters, Fighting Souls. Our team continues to work on improving the gameplay experience. Thanks to your feedback. Here's a glimpse of the challenges that are already going to be in place. So we're development's on the way. We're currently the changes here before the Arc World Tour. Reduced frame rates. So we got reduced frame rates, animation timing. But Anime Night, do you know who's voicing Spider-Man? There it is. Mr. Keaton is the official VA. It looks like he's back
Oh.
after all these years. Looks like he's back. So it's
Hey,
not
Phil.
it's not Yuri? Great. Awesome. Yuri can stay with Insomniac and Rivals. I will take Mr. Keaton any day of the year.
Josh Key. Ooh, this is good. A new face.
No,
A new
no,
face.
we know Josh Keaton. You know, Josh Keaton was the amazing, spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, oh boy.
How many times do I have to teach you this lesson?
No.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I am getting old. To be fair, I am getting old. But I mean that play.
So it looks like he's coming back. So looks like we have
Okay.
Mr. Keaton coming back. So if it is true, awesome. Keep this with a grain of salt. But if he is back, I think people have said they heard his voice. So it's like sweet. So Mr. Keaton, welcome back. The fans have missed you greatly.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking about what fans have missed, yes, Eagle saw my playthrough of Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, and when it becomes March 12th, I will finally experience, for the first time ever, Fatal Frame: The Crimson Butterfly. Release date March, literally a week from today. So for those of you who have to play the Fatal Frame series, you got Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, you got the original Crimson Butterfly. What was the third game called again? I can't remember the third game, but that was also very good as well. Then they got the water one, which was the fifth one. That sadly kind of canceled the series, but looks like Fatal Frame is coming back. I do like Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, and now I can experience what the fans do consider to be the best of the Fatal Frame series. So I'm excited. They look gorgeous now in the whole HD style, and I can't wait to go to the village. And the Crimson Butterflies, here they are. They are very essential to the story, so keep an eye out for them. So I'm excited. I can't wait to play this. If you haven't played a Fatal Fury game, pick this up. Or go play Massacre Lunar Eclipse and then play this one. But moving forward, it's in production. Here it is. Our first, it's in production of Sonic 4. With Amy and Metal Sonic coming in full swing. And I also love the fact they built her actual hammer. They built the hammer. Look at that. They built it. They built the hammer. They built her hammer. They freaking built her hammer. And the lightning style is in a freaking pink bolt. Yes. Yes. Also, I did see your waifu, the squirrel girl here. I was hoping for reaction. Didn't say it. They built the hammer. Sonic 4 is now in production. Okay, moving on. All right, so we do have to talk about it. All right, so I'm sick and tired. This is probably the final update we're gonna get ever from this whole Blue Point game mess. Why they were terminated? Because they weren't making a new game. They could have poured over Bloodborne. They could have done everything else. But apparently, Jason Blum has finally done the research. It does look like to be confirmed that, yes, at one point reported anything. At no point have it reported anything by why From Software said no. Just that they did. There could be a lot of sorts of complication reasons why they go behind that. Someone didn't like something. I'm not in the business of speculating of why they couldn't do it. But apparently, we also have more reports right now that. Let's see. That there's been like multiple different reports that there are attempts to remaster Bloodborne and report it over, but they keep saying no for whatever reason. But I think at the end of the day, with that whole thing, is that it does come down to Jason saying that he doesn't know why they said no, or they refuse to say no. That's not true. It becomes a headache when you think about it. So it's Sony who said yes. FromSoft is saying no for some strange reason. But other companies are coming over here and saying that, can we work on a remake, remastered, or pitch you a sequel spinoff? And they're still saying no. Okay, that is completely fine. But there is nothing stopping the director Miyazaki from saying that you can, but I'm going to be in charge of this. Like, can you guys not work things out anymore? So I feel like that is a headache. Because it's like, this is a very popular IP that you guys have that, your fans want. But no one's agreeing on some things. Just meeting in the middle? Like, we can't meet in the middle no more? To me, that's insane. To me, that does feel like it's insane, and that we could have had something in the meantime. We could have had something in the works without all this drama, because now it just feels like we're not getting anywhere to things just feel like it's it just feels like it's a headache.
It is. It is a major headache. It's like, oh, what are we? Hopefully, Joker, this is the last time we hear of this because we're practically at that bottom of that well. We're practically at that very bottom.
To me, it just feels like we're at that point of somebody just needs to say this is what really happened, and then because I kind of don't want to keep talking about it, it feels repetitive, and it's just like, then why aren't we just taking responsibility for this? Like, it's a popular IP, and the first thing you should learn from mass media entertainment is simply this: give the people what they want. Heck, they don't have to remake the game. Just remaster it or just port over it. 60 FPS patch for the PS5. It's all they gotta do. Just re-release it. It's not that hard, but oh god, like this is kind of like the reason why that does remind me of some other things that I can't remember what it was, but there was a stupid reason why we never got a 20 years later, like those stuff. I believe it was just like who hold the rights at the time, and part of that was Danny was saying no to some of the screenplays that he didn't like until he finally got one that was his, and then that stupid legal thing finally went over. So it was like good. Or the only reason why the Adam West Batman show didn't continue was that they were canceled at first, but they were saved. They were saved by somebody else. So they started calling somebody. It's like, hey, don't destroy the sets. We're saved. But someone didn't get that memo. It's like, sir, we already started to destroy the sets, so they got saved, but the sets were destroyed. Wow. What awkward timing that was.
Mm-hmm.
But we're almost done. We got a few more things to go through. I swear, but it does feel like my computer's a little slow because I think it was us losing all the Wi-Fi for a while, and this thing will pop up soon. So, but I do have now news for you long time G.I. Joe fans out there. If you were disappointed in that knockoffs, discounted fake Snake Eyes movie, I got something a little better. Because this is what they should have been doing from the start and not make that crappy Snake Eyes movie. That wasn't even Snake Eyes. I'm like, this is Snake Eyes? He's supposed to be wearing the mask all the time and not show his face. Also, he was just again, as Bob will tell you, because of the toy manufacturers at the time, they just had leftover parts, and it's like, here, just put this together, and Snake Eyes. That's Snake Eyes. And that was it. But then why do they have to always recast people for the most ridiculous reason possible? Also, I can't believe his actor complained about the training. It's like, you want to do your own stunts. Don't come crying about that. Oh, it's tough. Like you want to do your own stunts. This is what the stunt team's for. You ask them to do it, but you work together in harmony to make a good product. Yes, there's a brand spanking new G.I. Joe movie in the works by, I know some names are going to be a little controversial a little bit. Max Landis and Danny McBride are writing separate scripts, and then Paramount plans to blend them into two scripts into one movie. So, but hey, G.I. Joe wasn't quite dead yet, so we got a movie in the works to say the least, or at least in pre-production. So, my good, keep it alive. Who do I want to see in all these movies? Well, I don't quite yet, but of course I'm gonna need my boy Snake Eyes, of course. But I'm hoping it will be good later in the future, so that we can get stuff going. How are you ready? You know what we talked about that we want to port Pokemon games over? Here it is. Put on the camera. Here it is. after all this time,
Oh,
Pokemon Gate of Darkness XD. Holy crap. They listen for once, and it's here. Gate of Darkness coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. And it still looks goofy, but it's going to be nice and dark again. For those who don't know, kind of like the alignments kind of worked out correctly at this around this era for Pokemon, especially around the eras of Gen 3 and Gen 4, where they expanded the Pokemon brand into more actual like single player story campaigns that were a little bit more slightly more dark, a little bit more mature, but they were found like on the GameCube. So you actually got Pokemon that could die if you didn't train them correctly. They told a little bit more like a more grand scale journey. These weren't about you becoming the Pokemon master and save the world. This is more about you stopping an evil organization and going from there. Also, they for I think it was the first game they had the Star Wars artist who was drawing the manga at the time. So it's like, dude, this looks great. So it's cool. An old classic is giving new life into a new generation. All right, speaking about generation, I don't know how you feel about this. I need your reaction for this. Generation 10, Pokemon Winds and Waves coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 next year. Well,
wow.
so here it is. Here's our brand new starters. I have a separate tab for just for those two. So just got a little bit more of a glimpse and look at winds and waves a little bit. So things
Ooh.
do look better than on the base Switch.
Hey, it's Wingo.
Wingo looks a little bit better, but like kind of just being winds and wave, you can definitely tell they spent at least trailer wise showing off the gameplay a little bit. They did spend a little bit more time with.
What's wrong with his wing?
Oh no, that's kind of where it's chip. It's a little weird right now, so that'll probably be fixed later.
Okay.
So, but you can obviously tell they focus more on the water. Things look better on the
Oh.
water. Some trees do look a little bit better, like even the swamp area looks better. Again, this being a title called Winds and Wave, they're heavily focusing on the ocean as well for this one.
Oh, I hope we get Easter eggs.
I hope so too.
I would love to hear. I hope we get a Kyogre or Groudon Easter egg.
Oh, that'll be nice to see those two again. Global simultaneous release next year, so it's more year to polish things up instead of rushing it out the door. But speaking about, like I said, for our wonderful new starter Pokemon here, we got a bird, cat, and frog again. So here they are. I can't pronounce his name, so here's your
Gekua.
frog. Thank you. So here's our little more toad frog Pokemon over here.
Or just say
starter.
Gek.
Yep. Panban.
Oh, that's so cute.
He does remind me of My Little Puppy right now. So I'm like, okay, kind of like a cat, kind of a little dog, but mostly a cat. So I'm like, so obviously this one might be more the fire starter, obviously. And then we have.
Oh
Oh,
god. He looks like a mixture between Hoot and Farfetch? Farfetch?
Or he looks like more of a between Hoo Hoot and Rowlet, in my opinion.
Ah, yes, there you go. That's actually pretty clever.
So he's more, but he also gives you that disappointed look where like, I'm gonna be disappointed if you don't pick me.
Or like you're trying to capture a Pokemon and you fail 5 times, and, and the look gets more and more and more disappointed, and then he just looks at you when you finally capture it. It took you 6 fucking tries to get that one
Well, I'm
Pokemon.
sorry. I'm trying to tap. I'm sorry. I'm on
I
Game
would
Boy
love
Advance.
this is shorts material, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
sorry, but I'm
Hit
playing
this.
Game Boy Advance logic where all you had to do was press B. I didn't know I had to press X. What was it? X, Y, select start, then B without resetting my game accidentally. So sorry, but these are our brand new starters, ladies and gentlemen, for Winds and Wave. Remember, it is out next year. Hopefully, Game Freak and the most important point of my company, they allow Game Freak to be like, you get another year of polish this game completely, because the criticism, yes, Crimson Rosso, the criticism for Scarlet and Violet, it did not look like a proper Gen 9 game. It didn't look good in my opinion. Now, obviously, brilliant, shiny, the Gen 4 remix looks way better, but not by a whole lot, in my opinion. This time, you're on a better hardware system. Hire some good people, let your artists and team, let the art team, the visual team go to town. And because it looks good now, I'm hoping for improvement later. So,
I
potential.
like the current starters. The current starters look good. I like this. I love the setting, like the water, the swamp area. This and the first 3 starters, this is first impression done right. I am excited for the trailer. I'm genuinely excited. I haven't been very hopeful for Pokemon lately, given everything that's happened, but I'm willing to give this one a chance.
I've been
Just
mostly playing the 3DS titles lately because I picked it up after Sun and Moon came out. So I stopped after Gen 3 for me, which was Emerald. So then I did have a DS. So at that point, I just got Black. No, was it Black or was it White? I think it was Pokemon Black. Yeah, I think it was Pokemon Black. And then I kind of just stopped there for a while. I didn't pick up, the other titles onwards since then. So I just stayed with that, and then picked up Moon twice for Moon and then Ultra. So then kind of stopped there. Didn't have a Switch, so I couldn't play Sword and Shield. I couldn't play Scarlet and Violet. I couldn't play that new game that's on there. So I'm hoping they learned their lesson because we want Pokemon to be better. They're getting outshined by the new Monster Hunter story game right now. On that, you could have a game like this.
breaking news.
Still there?
The first trailer for Coyote vs. Acme is expected to release March 31st. Yes! That's what we've been hoping for.
Let the marketing start, please. I'm happy. Speaking about marketing,
And
Exclusive.
we will be showing the trailer on Knightcast. We will
And I've said this on my Twitter account, I beg everyone to see that movie. We worked hard to get this film out in production, and to come out. The cast wanted it. The crew wanted it. When that crew showed up that video about the behind the scenes stuff, I was like, come on, why release the movie? And then the campaign started. We saw Academy Award winner Stephen Price show the music. I'm like, dude, Stephen Price worked on this music. Good pick. And then we saw people like John Cena in the movie holding Tweety Bird. I'm like, what's Mr. You Can't See Me holding Tweety Bird? Like, what who are you trying to represent here? Who are you representing Tweety for? Sylvester? We heard the writer in the interview saying release Coyote vs. Acme. And the current Buzz actor and Daffy and so much more say, I hate, he said, yeah, could have been worse, Daffy. We could be Wily Coyote right now. I hate to be political, but release Coyote versus Acme. Which is why you have all the Daffy memes going, release Coyote versus Acme. So in the end, we won in the end. We showed up for the day the Earth blew up. Successful, but it was enough to say you can have the movie. So everybody, please see it. But speaking about my exclusive, Pirates of the Caribbean 6 producer Jerry Bruckheimer has confirmed that he's planning for Johnny Depp to return to the new movie. If it's up to me, he'll be in it. You better, Mr. Bruckheimer. You've been defending Johnny. The writer for the first movie said that Johnny Depp should come back and finish the movie. Johnny Depp has said that I will only return if Disney apologizes to me. Do it, Disney. Apologize to my man. You owe him that. More people came out and said that. Kristen and Orlando Bloom said that we'll come back if Johnny's back. So everybody wants this, and this is what Phoenix had to say. Disney finally gathered up the 1 million. That is my reply to him. I love Jerry. He wants to do it. I mean, let this be the final line of the movie. Now, show me that horizon. Drink up Miati's yo-ho. Like, please, if that's that's all you got to do for us. Bring them back. Have that be the final line of the movie. Can I play the son, please? If no one else is going to do it, I will show up for that casting audition. I will bring my A game to it. Please, whatever. Please, we got to do something. Please. Also, bring back Penelope Cruz in one way or form, because what happened to her character? She just stays on that island. Cruz just stayed on that island, and I felt like, okay, the 5th movie we're gonna see her. Doesn't show up. I'm like, what happened? Are we just gonna ignore that plot line? But one of my favorite Studio Ghibli films of all time, Kiki's Delivery Service, is getting re-released this year. So you can finally see this movie next week and March 13th in IMAX. So go see it. If you get to see Kiki's Delivery Service, watch our review we have done on this channel. We love the movie. It's classic. Classic for a reason and why I loved it the most. Got some indie games over here. 34 Everlast is a sleek action title that seems to be near inspired, having 30 plus routes to play in true order to get to the true ending. Each is supposed to be a 10-minute-ish frame as you ending the world in order to see someone again. So I'm like, I see a little bit of everything in here. High acting, action, aerial combat. Things are just going crazy fast. We go from the air to the combat. I'm like, we got a little bit of a speedster here. Cool anime art style. Wish list on Steam, as that was correctly over here. Yeah, wish list on Steam. 34 Everlast. So this looks fancy, flashy. It's going all out in the end. I love stuff like this to find. It's up my alley. You're inspired by the great Yoko Taro? Sign me up. Sign me up. So, keep going.
Speaking of which, Game Wizard got me some presents over the weekend, and this is one of them.
Oh, the compendium, the deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
Which volume is that? Volume 1, which gives you.
It's the special hardcover omnibus.
Which number is it? Which number is it?
Volume 1.
I'll give you mangas volume 1 through 3.
Yep.
I'm more of a single copy, guys, so I got. Do I have I think I got 1 through 4, so 1 through 3 at least.
And then
I have to double check. So
when I went shopping, I had to because I'm like, I love the anime. They had the second one. This is the omnibus of the first volume. The second one was there. If it's still there, I will get it. I do have. Over. 4, 3. I do have sorry folks, I'm trying to gather myself here. Holy crap. I do have Big Titty Goth. That was made by at Big Dumb at Big I could barely talk.
You good?
Yeah, this is the artist for Big Titty Goth. Cirque du Soleil. I do have all of them. The second one's somewhere over there, but I do have all 4 covers. Big Titty Goth. I'm starting to open them up and read them. This is actually a pretty interesting story. Yeah, see, it's Big Titty Goth Girlfriends. I love the Kiss reference. That is very cool. This is why Joker and I do these things. We support the indies and everything, like Vaughn, like Phoenix, and so many others. Also, fuck you, Ethan Van Sciver. You're 5 years late on your book. Get that shit posted, man. I don't know why people support him. I don't get it. Anyway, enough ranting. Joker, let's continue. Go ahead.
I did this one just for the joke for MGTOW over there. Because
Ooh.
we know what he likes a lot. A Giantess Dating Sim Colossal Edition is up for pre-order on Amazon. So for those with your Giantess likeness, I found the game just for for you over there. I got another game, an action roguelike, Realm of Ink, launches on all the consoles and PC in May with Blaze Blue Entrepreneur effects crossover revealed in a new trailer. So check it out. I like what I can see a little bit of that, but kind of like what they show for the attention grabber here. So it's a new action roguelike. So for those who do like your action roguelikes, go right ahead and then continue from there. So wonderful. So there is some more looks since we're so close to One Piece. I'm gonna have to show it off. So here's one for Nico Robin in a very close, very quick clip that they were able to find. So she
Ooh.
is just accurate to the character. I was like, dude, what's going on here? Like, again, this is how we want the characters to look, act, and everything. So they are just nailing these characters left and right. We got more over here. We got Mr. Nine's actor getting all ready in the trailer. It's getting to set. So he is full blown accepting the role.
Look at him go. He is so happy.
Like him just putting on the crown. He's like, okay, put on the crown. And he's like, again, we only have 6 days left to go. So it'll be here. But there's more. The whole cast showed up for the premiere. Join the fans. This is how you know they have accepted the fan base. We've accepted them. Netflix, please do not cancel this. Though I will give you my fair opinion of how far I do want them to go. If they can get up to CP9, I'll be fine with that. There is a rumor going around that you can see Brooke now. A little bit too soon, but it's like, okay. So we'll have to wait and see if that's officially true or not. So again, here's more of the cast members. So wonderful for all of them just to come over here and just when you do the material right, and when you got cast members doing all this, it makes sense and it works. Although I need some more posters. Obviously they're with Chopper for this one, so all in their winter gear again. Accurate, better wigs, better costumes. They've done it. I'm just excited. I'm just too happy right now. Also, I have to pause this. No, I am not BSing you. That is Elmo right now because he did this for Halloween last year as Monkey D. Luffy. I'm not joking because it's for the skit. He is singing the main theme, and then there. I can't hate this guy. I can't. You want to know why? Despite this being Sesame Street, it works. But he also tells him, where is it? Yeah, so he taught Elmo the word nakama. So, hey, you might as well. So, I can't hate him. I can't hate Elmo in this. I can't hate Unagi for this. I know it's also Zoro met him as well, so I can't show that one because I can't find it again. It is the most accurate Zoro that no, not Zoro, Sanji. It was the most accurate Sanji, so kind of cool. So I love little stuff like this. It's promotion, but who cares? It's just a wholesome moment. I can't deny that. But you know what I also can't deny? Looks like Terrifier 4 will finally be the last film, and he's still working on the screenplay. He knows how to end it. It will reveal Art's origin story, and hopefully how the hell did we kill this bastard. To me, it does feel like he's going to end it right, but also how do you tackle this emotionally since it's been over a long time since Terrifier 1 came out at least, and kind of how to end it. So I am very curious how will this all end. Are we going to kill that demon girl that Art is always around with now? Since they killed off the original girl in the third film, how is Art going to survive this time around, or will he finally be stabbed and be killed off? I do have confidence in Damian Lennon with this because, hey, if he knows how to take the story and not keep pumping out sequel after sequel, that's fine because I don't need endless sequels. God knows. God knows me nowadays. But this will be curious how he ends it all. So hopefully he does it correctly. Hopefully. Okay, but with all that, that's all I really have to share. I thought I could find the last one that I did want to show off, but that's it. Since we're getting a little bit tired, but that's it for us.
Yes, tune in tomorrow for the watch party. Oh wait, Joker, how are you doing for tomorrow?
My usual hours, 12 till 8:30, so I'll be fine.
All right, keep me posted if anything changes. We've been watching X-Men Evolution. It's been getting good. Seriously, come watch it with us. You will not be disappointed. Actually, I'm half tempted to jump over to Tubi if they do have it. I'm half tempted to jump over there. We might be able to do that now that Tubi's doing all of the Cartoon Network stuff and the anime. We may as well just do that. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, big, big thank you to everybody for coming on by. Hello, Raquel. Hello. We are gonna get out of here. Um, Tune in next time for more content. Thank you all again for the birthday wishes and everything. And also, we're back up again past 600. Lots more to do. And I have some games coming for the Sega Genesis. Get ready. Anyway, stay tuned, guys. Take care.